Hey, Bayek, it's me, Ian. And in today's video, we're looking at this. This is Doomwatch from 1972. Now, this film is based upon the TV series Doomwatch, which ran on the BBC from 1970 to 1972. It was a series looking at the ecological emergencies as was seen that were happening in the world, and this was a team set up to fight them and try and sort things out. This film is a Tygon production. It's 92 minutes long. And Rotten Tomatoes only give it 20%. I find it very strange. There's so much hostility. The TV series was very popular, and that's why we got this. So why this film, I don't know. I enjoyed this film, and I think if you enjoy the TV series, you can't help but enjoy this film. It's written by Clive Exton. Now, Clive Exton is an amazing writer. He wrote 10 Rillington Place, 1971, which is an amazing film, and The House in Nightmare Park, 1973, The Awakening, 1980, and Red Sonja, 1985. That's not all. That's just a few mentions of some of the films that he wrote. Now, this is directed by a name that I've come across before. It is Peter Sasdy. Peter Sasdy directed Taste the Blood of Dracula, 1970, which is an amazing film. Absolutely love it. It's one of my favourite Dracula films. Also, Countess Dracula, which again, love Countess Dracula, 1971. And another brilliant Hammer film, Hands of the Ripper, 1971. So he directed 3 classic Hammer films. Absolutely wonderful films. Okay. Now, the music is by John Scott. It was an amazing amount of film soundtracks. Let's have a look. Jules Verne, Rocket to the Moon, 1967. Berserk, 1967. Trog, the infamous Trog, 1970. Craze, Craze, another one, brilliant, 1974. Satan's Slave, 1976. Yes, that one. But then, this is interesting, The Final Countdown, sci-fi brilliant film, time traveling, 1980, and this surprised me as well, but why shouldn't it? Man on Fire, which is absolutely a brilliant film. That's from 1987. Wow, that's just some of the music that this composer has done. Absolutely amazing. It really is. Yes. Now, locations on this were in Polgaris, Mevagassi, and Popero, and Chapel Porth, all in Cornwall. The locations look great in this. Absolutely fantastic. It really adds so much. Brilliant locations. Also, the London heliport in Battersea, which has come up before, is also used. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Love seeing those locations. So let's get into the cast. It's quite a big cast, really. We've got heading it Ian Bannon, who plays Dr. D. Shaw. Ian Bannon, amazing amount of films from a great career. One of his early films is Private's Progress, 1956, which we've come across before again. Brilliant comedy. Um, Suspect, 1960. The Hill, 1965. Flight of the Phoenix, 1965. Fright, Fright. Susan George, 1971. The Offense, 1972. Sean Connery. From Beyond the Grave, 1974, which is a horror anthology, is in that. It was in Watcher in the Woods, 1980, which is a Bette Davis, late film for Bette Davis. He was in Gandhi. What films? 1982. Hope and Glory. What a film. I love Hope and Glory. That's 1987. And Waking Ned, 1998. These are amazing amount of films. Great actor. Then we've got Judy Geeson, who plays Victoria Brown. She was in Berserk, 1967. She was in Here We Go Round the Mulberry Bush, 1968. She was in The Executioner, 1970. 10 Rillington Place. I'm always talking about one of the great films that with Richard Attenborough, just absolutely fantastic in it. That's 1971. Fear in the Night as well, 1972, another great film. And A Candle for the Devil, 1973. Wow, some great things. Brannigan, John Wayne won 1975. Then Carry On England, which is not the great Carry On film at all, perhaps one of the worst, but that's 1975. The Eagle Has Landed, 1976, very popular film, Michael Caine. Lords of Salem, 2012, and also 31, 2006, which were Rob Zombie films. Wow, what a contrast in films. Amazing. Then we've got John Paul playing Dr. Spencer Quist. He is in a lot of TV series but he is reprising his role from the television series of Doomwatch. He was in another Hammer film, The Curse of the Mummies 2, 1964. The Blood Beast Terror, we've come across that before, 1968. Cromwell. Oh, yes, I always talk about Cromwell. There it is, 1970. Eye of the Needle, 1981. And Cry Freedom, 1987. All films that we just absolutely fantastic films. Then we've got Simon Oates, who plays Dr. John Ridge. He's reprising the same role from the TV series. He's in a lot of TV series as TV films. He was also a stand-up comic and compere. Then we've got Joby Blanchard, who plays Colin Bradley. All 32 episodes of Doomwatch, and then more TV series. There's the TV films. And then we've got a Hollywood actor who played, as well as in British cinema, and going back a long way, George Sanders, who plays the Admiral. He played Simon Templar, the Saint, before Roger Moore in 5 films in 1939 and 1939 again, 1940, 1940 and 1941. He did 5 of those films. Again, see, it's an old career there. Then he was in Rebecca, which was a Hitchcock film from 1940. He was in All About Eve, 1950. Solomon and Sheba, 1959. Village of the Damned, 1960. What a film. Absolutely love Village of the Damned. So creepy, brilliant. A Shot in the Dark, 1964. Peter Sellers doing Inspector Clouseau. The Jungle Book. Now, this is interesting. The animated Walt Disney Jungle Book, which is probably one of the greatest of their films, in my opinion. He plays the voice of Shere Khan. Wow. Then we've got Endless Night, 1972, another brilliant film, and Psychomania, 1973. What an amazing collection of... That's just a few of the films. I'd not mentioned them all. That's from George Sanders. Then we've got Percy Herbert. We've come across Percy Herbert so many times. He plays PC Hartwell. Just a few films. Quatermass 2, 1957. Bridge of River Kwai, 1957. Yesterday's Enemy, a Hammer war film that I think is absolutely amazing. Tunes of Glory, 1960. Guns of Navarone. I mean, Guns of Navarone is in that, 1961. Mysterious Island, 1961. Mutiny on the Bounty, 1962. Carry On Jack, 1963. And Carry On Cleo, 1964. Bunny Lake is Missing. Brilliant film. Laurence of Olivier in that one, 1965. 1 Million Years BC, 1966. Tobruk, 1967 war film. Beware My Brethren, 1972. Craze, oh yes, Craze, a film we come across as well a lot. Jack Palance starring in that one, 1974. The Wild Geese, wow, 1976. And The Seawolves, 1980. We've mentioned those films before, they always pop up. And finally, we'll just mention Norman Bird, who plays Brewer. Now, Norman Bird is another face that just pops up in all these films. Whistle Down the Wind, I think, is one of his famous ones, 1961. Brilliant film. Haley Mills. Cash on Demand, oh yeah, we've mentioned that one before, 1961. Maniac, 1965. First Man on the Moon, 1964. The Hill, 1965. Virgin and the Gypsy, 1970. Please Sir, 1971. And I'd say Hands of the Ripper, 1971, which is a brilliant Hammer film which should get talked about a lot. It's such a brilliant film. Then he was in Young Winston, 1972. The Medusa Touch, The Medusa Touch, Richard Burton, 1978. Shadowlands, I had to get it in. Yes, you know my history with Shadowlands, 1993. He was also in a Hammer House of Horror TV series episode from 1980, The 13th Reunion. Brilliant. So that is all these sort of, well, in all the actors, but just some main actors that I've mentioned, quite a few there. Great cast. So what is this about? Well, to put it in, sum it up pretty quickly, it's to say it's chemicals being dumped in a naval area, not necessarily connected with the Navy. And of course, the fish get polluted, and they're living in this sort of area in the sea, and then people catch the fish, and people eat the fish. And guess what happens? Oh, yes. They start becoming deformed. It's affecting their whole bodies. And they become violent, really violent. And the fish are, strange big fish than there should be. It's wonderful. What a story. Yes, I know not everybody seems to like it, but I think it's done so well. And we've got the islands. I love these. Recently, I seem to have been watching films where you've got islanders who have these secrets. They don't want outsiders coming in. We don't want these outsiders coming in. No, they don't. And they poke around and more secrets discovered. Absolutely wonderful. What can I say? If you've not seen this film, why not? And also, it's just come out on another Blu-ray issue. Looks fantastic. I can't believe anybody would dismiss this film. Well, you might do if you're not into this sort of sci-fi kind of film. But it is brilliant. Again, it's showing... I mean, it has even really, you could say, got elements of horror in this film. How deformed they are and what happens, the violence and that. Amazing film. Absolutely amazing. I can't talk about this enough. Absolutely. The TV series was great, which unfortunately, due to BBC policy at the time. A lot of the episodes are missing. They got wiped, which is very sad. But there we are. Before I go, I'll just show you this. There it is. There's my DVD copy. But it has got a wonderful new release now, which might well be worth getting, I think, for me as well. Here's a DVD, and there's the disc. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. What more can I say about this film? Brilliant. So that's it. Yes. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. We'll let you know when I put out these videos. Look in the playlist. You'll see all the reviews I've done of films and also TV shows, and then some music thrown in as well. Also, if you've got any comments, please put your comments down. I love to read your comments. And also give this a like. If you give it a like, it gets out to YouTube, and hopefully other people might enjoy it. So there you are. Give it a like, please. And that's it. That's all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again.